Hey guys, welcome and thank you for joining us here watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Cambo. Today is going to be lit because joining me in studio is an actor and all-round creative dude with all kinds of talent that you guys are going to know about today, who goes by the name of Khalil. All right, did I get it right?
Yes.
Here we go. So Khalil is joining us in studio. We're going to talk about all matters relating media, acting, radio presenting. It's going to be a lot. So Khalil, first of all, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. Don't forget your mic.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be here. Big fan of what you guys do. And, doing this at a community level is so important. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we are promoting local, helping local talent be seen and helping local organization, everybody that's looking for a platform, to make a difference. This is your platform, this is your place to come. So, just to dive into more about who you are and what you are doing, for those that's watching you for the first time, do not know who is Khalil. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where did you grow up? Where did you come up with this idea of, I want to become an actor?
Okay, so I grew up in Cape Town, Bukup and Woodstock. I spent most of my life there. And then, occasionally I went up to Joburg for a little while. I used to frequent Durban a lot also. But Kaap is where it is,
I see.
I see. It's like, you can't stray. There's so many people here in Cape Town who have inspired me. People beyond our borders and beyond our ocean, but Cape Town in itself is the place that has like really pushed me into deciding this is what I'd like to do with my life. So I grew up like everybody here. I just, coming into this new style of living, there's no more apartheid and all of this, your life suddenly just opens up. There's different opportunities. And a lot of people never really understood what it is to be in the arts, because I think the time that I made the decision to head in that direction, people were still like, how can you be an artist? Obviously parents are very worried about how the kids are going to live. And it's a reality. It's a stark reality, But then just as life would have it, I fell into doing what I love doing. Started on stage when I was very, very young. And then I didn't do it for a little while. And then I went to go and study at the Cape Town Theatre Lab, which was in Woodstock, under the guidance of Royston Stoffels, Warwick Greer. And it was a real lab. We learned all these techniques and methods and then how to apply it. And it was a wonderful experience, and it set me up for a lot of things later on in life. I'm still in contact with my mentors, my maestras. And that's, you keep those relationships going. But there were also other people in my life who just like inspired me. This amazing couple, Uncle Ishmael and Zurina Losper, Akira Mohammed, amongst other people. They saw this talent. And then they said, you've got to develop it. And then as I went along, I just like met some incredible people on this journey. Did stage predominantly, then did one or two ads, then went into film, and then versified. You must have versatility. And I ended up doing some things on Isidingo, did a little SOS thing, and then bigger stuff came later on. My international film, I did some Netflix stuff. And the cool thing for me about acting is, the first thing that I learned about acting is leave your ego at the door.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not about you.
Oh yeah.
So you leave your ego at the door, and you becoming a character. Fame is secondary. If you become famous, man, it's your luck. But this is not what this is about. And the same with stunt work also. I was fortunate to study under Sensei Tulani in Ndlovu at a stunt school, and many of our great stunt men and women in this country come from that school. And it was interesting because, again, leave your ego at the door. This was something that kept being said to me. So when I do characters, I love becoming characters. I'm able to change a lot.
Yeah.
You cut your hair, you shave, you take this away, blah, blah, blah.
Totally different.
Yeah, very different. But there's other aspects of the industry also, and that's what I did. I applied myself there. I got involved behind the scenes. another mentor of mine, Rafiq Samsudin, Joel Prince, who's now in the US. They said to me, listen, you got to learn a couple of other things. So I went on set, and then I started on the ground. I became a PA.
Oh, wow.
Guys, a PA, you like down at the bottom, was the other side of the camera. But I learned about the craft of filmmaking, and that was important.
Yeah.
Because there's other people involved. It's not just about you.
Oh, yeah.
And that also gives you a big life lesson. And I met incredible people in different areas, you know, in lighting, in grips, AD department.
Yeah.
And you learn actually as an actor that you've got to respect everybody else. You know?
Yeah.
And there's some actors who become directors, or become ADs, or become lighting people because, you know, they just find that they gravitate towards that. Some become writers. And you've got to find your thing, and unless you do it, and that's what's beautiful about the space that you guys have here at Cape Town TV.
Yeah.
You know, you do so many things, and you find what it is that you actually like.
What it is that really speaks to you.
What speaks to you. You know?
Oh, I like that. I like that. I mean, it's like you started from the bottom, and now you're here.
Started from the bottom, now you're here.
Started from a PA, and you moved your way up that ladder, and now you are where you are today. So, you know, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want you to run it out for us. Like, what it is that you are doing, what it is you're involved with. You mentioned stunt, you mentioned radio, you mentioned acting. So, you know, just to inspire those out there that also want to do what it is that you are doing and how they can do it. All right. So, guys, for those that's watching at home, if this is your dream, then do stay tuned for more. We'll be back after this. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. My name is Danny Kamba. I've got Khalil with me in studio, who is a multi-talented young man who goes from acting, radio, presenting, stuntman. He does it all. And he's here to shed some light as to how you also can make a difference in your life and follow your dreams if it is in any of those genres that I just mentioned. So, Khalil, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here.
Oh, yeah?
You know, it's like your energy is infective, dude. It's like major infective.
Oh, no,
Seriously.
I'm glad. So we've got viewers that's currently watching right now and are thinking, who's that dude? And there are some who's watching right now and thinking, I've seen that dude before. So you've done lots of things. You've done acting, you've done radio presenting. So tell us, how has that journey been for you, and what is it that you do, all these things that you do, and how do you find doing it?
I've been very blessed. Firstly, the Almighty, I must give thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but my family is also a very talented family. On both sides, I've had uncles who I learned now were doctors who were acting, you know, at UCT and receiving awards for doing Shakespeare.
Oh, wow.
On the other side of the family, the most amazing musicians that go back generations.
Oh.
They're still incredible musicians today. And these people also inspired me into being who I am. And, you know, we speak about radio. How I ended up in radio was, you know, COVID happens.
Yeah.
And I've always had this thing for, like, how do I reach out to our community? How do I be involved more? And community radio for me was something very important.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have commercial radio, which is out there, but community radio is more in contact with people in the immediate community. And I decided, you know, I want to get into this. I want to volunteer. And I was so blessed that many years ago, I was trained by somebody who was a forerunner in doing this, you know. And most recently, Radio 786, they took me under their wing, and I got to learn so much. And I'm still learning so much from them. It's a different medium, but you also get to learn how to use what you have. We spoke earlier about, you know, when you're an actor, there's so many other facets to it. And you need to learn how to apply those facets.
Yeah.
I'm a voice artist, so I do a lot of voice acting also. There's times when if there's nothing happening, I start to write. You know, I find out if there's anybody who needs somebody to work on set.
Yeah.
Because the harsh reality of the arts is that you're basically going from month to month, you know, and there's this kind of a hustle to it, right? But if you know how to interact and communicate and speak to people, the world opens up for you, right? And the important thing that I've learned is stay in contact with your community.
Oh yeah.
Because if you keep yourself grounded there, my bro, no wind is going to come and throw you over.
It's a very support structure.
It's a very good support structure. And the fact that we've got these amazing places that offer these opportunities to come and volunteer, you can learn different skill sets.
Yeah.
You can learn to fit in different places. But you need the basics. So you need to do certain things. You need to do your voice exercises every morning. You need to keep yourself fit and healthy.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that you have to do. People think acting is just standing in front of a camera and being like, "Hi, my name is John." No, no, it's not that. It's definitely not that. There's a craft what you've got to learn what you're doing, and unless you know what you're doing, it's very difficult sometimes just to keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing is some people just want to be famous. Some people just want to be heard. Some people just want to be seen. And if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But if you're really serious about this and you're serious about making a difference, you learn the finer points about doing things so that you can become a difference wherever you are. And that's important.
Yeah.
How do you become a difference? If you're a writer, write stories about your community. We got so many stories that we need to tell people. Van ons mense, die stories moet getel wees. You know what I mean? Mense moet hulle vertel. So that you know that's important. As a belangrike iets.
Yeah.
En wie anders gaat dit doen? Ons gaat dit reg doen. So write stories about your community. Write stories about where you are, where you're from. So people can get a different perspective about our people.
Yeah.
If
It's
you,
authentic.
and it's authentic.
From a real place.
Yeah. If you, there's so many kids on the flats in Cape Town who are physically gifted.
Yeah.
You know, their IQ physically is much higher than the other IQ. You know, so if you're physically gifted, reach out to a stunt school. These people are amazing. They've got these amazing programs where they take you, they teach you about life. It's life skills. And that is very important, being able to do that. You know, when you study drama or you're learning radio, there's certain things that there's certain things that gets put and taught to you.
Yeah.
And you can apply those things in everyday life. But you got to want it. You got to do it. You got to know that it's not always easy. You'll go to 100 auditions and you'll get rejected 100 times. But the 101 time, you'll get a part in something. And it won't be a lead. It's going to be a small part. But it's a step in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to have grit. Actors deal with rejection more, I think, than anybody in this world. And that's a reality.
Yeah.
You know, so you go to auditions and you go. You go for castings. But the reality is you got to have a kind of stamina to say, I love this. This is what I want to do. And try other things. Maybe your heart does lie in something else, another area of the industry.
Yeah.
You might love marketing, you know, and there's a big space for marketing. Production is so huge.
Yeah.
Production is exceptionally big.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like, for me, what I'll say, what I've taken from this is be persistent, but yet also be patient.
Yes.
Because you have to push through, but also you have to be able to take rejection, keep coming back, and be patient until your time comes. So we're going to take another break, guys. So when we come, we're going to go make a conversation with Actor Khalil. Thank you so much for this insightful information you're giving us right now. For those that tune in, do not go anywhere. We'll be back after this. All right, so we're going to speak to Khalil now about how your journey has been so far. You know, you mentioned you've been quite busy, you've been doing a couple of jobs. So tell us, you know, how has that experience been? And give us a glimpse into, you know, your life and the work that you've done so far.
With these guys, it's been incredible. You know, it's one of the things that's kept me going as an artist through these times when everything has been down for everybody. Voice work, voice acting is a craft in itself. And a lot of people don't even realize the importance of voice work and voice acting. You know, it's very, in a big way, it is very different to the normal things that you do. So I've been doing that. I've been I've shot some things just before lockdown. Some of the things we actually went and we did some touches up after lockdown also, but those things will only be coming out next year. There'll be big on screen, on cinema. Yeah, and then I've also been very, very fortunate. And I think, working on radio during lockdown has allowed me to be of service to my community in a time of need. And it's given me the utmost and taught me the utmost respect for when you just switch on the radio and you listen to people, because there's so many things that goes on behind the scenes in radio. And it's only when you're there and you're involved and you have amazing people like the guys at 786 teaching you and sharing with you, that you are able to see what goes into this kind of thing. But the project that I'm most proud of that is going to be coming out next year, it's a film called Barakat. I don't act in it, but here's the thing. I worked as a third AD, and I think this is very important. I worked as a third AD, and I was also a cultural advisor. And for me, it is the most important film that I've been in so far. I did The Indian Detective in Netflix. I was running around with a gun being a hitman. That was cool. Met some amazing people, still friends today. Hamza Haq doing amazing work out in America right now, big screen. I met William Shatner, the OG, Anupam Kher, another OG, I worked with Russell Peters, which was cool. I've worked with him. But this local film, the director, Amy, Ephraim, the producer, I was not acting in this film, but it's important because when this film was done, we realized we were like a family. Everything that we did together so beautifully. The acting was incredible. The way it's written, everything, like lighting, sound. And for me, why I say it's my project that I'm most proud of is because it taught me what the process of film is about. It taught me that everybody has a role to play. And it's going to show at the end of the day. This film is going to teach us about Cape Town in a way that it's never been seen before. We've been portrayed in a certain light, people from Cape Town, especially those in the colored community. And now you have a story about a family that is just going to turn people around and be like, wow. So during the process of filming and doing all of these things, you can actually learn a lot about yourself if you leave your ego at the door. And I think that's the biggest thing, because fame comes, you must know this. Like, people see you, hey, it's that guy, or it's that girl, or, and there's two things that you can do with it. You can either use the fame as a form of wealth that you help other people with, or you can be selfish. That is up to you. What do you do with it? How do you help people with what you have? And if your gift is being a dancer, learn to choreograph, learn how to move, learn how to help tell stories through movement. If you write, if you're a singer or you're a guitarist, do some amazing things, but use your gift, use your craft to be in service of others. That's it at the end of the day. How can you be in service of other people?
And that is the way in which you get that fame, because then you become a public figure. You become someone people can relate to. You become someone that people are comfortable to be around. And we see many people in our society right now, or even in the world, like the Denzel Washington, those people that have used their talent to be of service to other people. And I mean, wow. So where do you put yourself when it comes to acting in South Africa? Where would you say that you've made it, or you're making it, or you're struggling? Because we just came from, or we are still in a pandemic. So where would you put yourself right now?
The thing is, with the craft of acting, there's so many different things that come into the picture. You're not going to be in every project. You have to realize that that's a reality. Yeah. And if you're in a project in Cape Town, we have a saying, you're not always going to be the Ochi. The Ochi is like the main guy in the film, or you're not going to be the main Macy, So you have to deal with that as a reality. You have to turn around and you need to say to yourself, like, if I'm going to do this, I must be very open to what is going to come my way, and be responsible also in the roles that you take. Yeah. Because remember, people are going to look at you for the roles that you portray. right? And always let there be a purpose. And again, what is the purpose of that story?
Yeah.
You know, what is the storytelling? I think that's the most important thing, you know, and what can you contribute with everybody else to making that story become a reality?
Yeah. Wow. So you have to be real to the content,
Yeah.
and you must
Yeah.
really love that character that in which you are portraying to be.
Yeah.
Wow, Khalil, thank you so much for coming through. I mean, this has been insightful, and I hope for those that was watching it or that are watching at home right now that you've really learned something and you can use to better yourself in your talent. And something that Khalil mentioned that I want you all to take with you today is use your gift to be of service to others. That is the best message we've had all 2020 with everything that's happening. So thank you so much for that, Khalil.
That's a pleasure.
And yeah, thank you so much for coming to the show one more time. For those of us watching at home, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the conversation. It's bye-bye for now, but until next time,